Okay, I need to do some GM prep. If you're one of my players, you can watch this part, but soon you shouldn't. Okay, check level 4 choices. By order. Okay, I'm gonna go by alphabetic choice because that's how it's organized for me. Okay, Anastasia. Anastasia. Okay, new stuff. Arcane Evolution. You become trained in one skill. You can choose one spell to be a signature spell, or you can learn a spell to add more arcane spells. But if you do that, you don't get your signature spell. Anastasia, Arcane Evolution. I feel like it's underwhelming, but I don't know how to make it cooler. Gossip lore. You're trained gossip lore, that can be used to recall knowledge on any topic. If you fail to recall knowledge with gossip lore, you get the effects of dubious knowledge. You're a treasure trove, not only when it comes from reputable sources. When you fail a recall knowledge check using any skill, you learn the correct answer and an erroneous answer, but you don't have any way to differentiate. Okay. Gossip lore. Love it. Especially the fail condition. If you have limited proficiency in society, you gain expert in gossip lore. You can't increase by any other means. Distracting flattery. You observe a target's attitude towards yourself when your allies decrease as a result of an ally's behavior. Distracting flattery. Adding negotiation traits to trigger. The target's attitude towards yourself or your attitude. Make a deception check. Attitude, patience, or interest towards yourself or your allies. Maybe not patience. The target's attitude doesn't decrease. Interest towards yourself. You may make a deception check. The target's attitude doesn't decrease as a result of your ally's social blunder. Target's attitude critical success. Target's attitude doesn't decrease. Attitude, interest, or patience doesn't decrease as a result of your target's attitude or patience doesn't decrease as a result of your ally's social blunder. The target's attitude decreases as normal. In a negotiation, your next roll is downgraded. Critical failure, your attempt makes things worse, decreasing the target's attitude, interest, and patience by 1 step, in addition to any changes from the behavior that triggered this reaction. And in a negotiation, your next power roll, your next roll is downgraded. So let's add that. Free heart, multilingual. Okay. Fish. Negotiation traits. Added negotiation traits. Fish. Fish. Advanced alchemy. You gain the advanced alchemy benefits and you can create 4 alchemical consumables during your daily preparations. As opposed to alchemical crafting, 4 common first level alchemical items, quick bomber, do a versatile vial or use quick alchemy. Where is quick alchemy? After holding away an alchemist toolkit, create consumable quick vial. Then strike with a bomb if you have the ability to create more than 1 bomb at a time. You strike with only 1. So that's an archetype feat from Alchemical Dedication. Okay, Alchemical Dedication already gives you quick alchemy, getting up to 4 versatile vials during your daily preparations. Create a quick vial. A versatile vial option. What are the versatile vial options? You gain the alchemical archetypes benefit and advanced alchemy. No, he took basic concoction because he took advanced alchemy from a class feat. Okay. Did not humble. Rules lawyering. Can you take an archetype feat as your class feat? Because he took advanced alchemy and basic concoction. Both of these are archetype feats instead of his cleric feat. So you get advanced alchemy and quick bomber. A first or second level alchemist, advanced alchemy. Advanced alchemy benefits, alchemical crafting. Advanced alchemy, which allows you to create a certain number of infused alchemical consumables each day. Yeah, I'm already on 3 coffees today because it's one of those days. And there's no game in the evening because one person can't make it and it's supposed to be the final step. You can make items of any type allowed by any of your advanced alchemical site, herbalist education, blah, 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 blah. Quick alchemy. Now he has some kind of crafting things. Advanced alchemy. I might need a crash course on alchemy and what's that? Unknown formulas for fish. Sweat smile. Okay, but do I have anything to add on that? Advanced alchemy, fine. Let's do advanced alchemy, spend 1 hero point, added hero point bonus. So let's say spend 1 hero point at any time to change 1 alchemical consumable to another, to a different one of the same type and level or lower. Let's enlarge that. Alchemical crafting. No, that's not it. Quick bomber. Strike with a bomb. Easy to reach. Pouches. I've got nothing. Expand the versatile vial. To create a single alchemical consumable item of your level or lower that's in your formula book, you don't have to spend the normal monetary cost or need to attempt a crafting check. I wonder if that makes this redundant. We'll see. Continual recovery. Use less amount of patient's progress to administer treatment faster. When you treat wounds, your patient becomes immune for only 10 minutes instead of 1 hour. Only to your treatment activities, not any other patient receive. You can use treat wounds on the same patient every extended encounter. Rather than as exploration activity. Same patient. At the end of the extended encounter in which you already used it. In which you used it. In which or before it used it. Same patient after an extended encounter. Same patient again after an extended encounter. Applies only to your treat wounds. Passive. We have no names, man, no names. I'm efficiency light, canny acumen reflexes. Become an expert in your choice. Damn! Damn, man. Where did it come from? No, that's about the focus pool, decay. Still about focus pool. Divine font, initiate of time, and decay. First doctrine, second doctrine. Domain initiate cleric feat, so he gains 2 domain initiates. Efficiency rank for 42 say increases to expert. Yes, okay. Class cleric. Saving throw, expert in will, and then expert in fortitude. And then it's taking expert in reflex. Where did it come from? Risky surgery, battle medicine, continual recovery. Domain initiate disorientation. Oh wait, what did Anastasia take for new spells? Slashing Gust. She does prepared, right? Show me the preparation. Or is there no preparation? Spells. Electric Arc. Remove this one. Secondary creature takes damage equal to damage 1d2 electric, I think. How do I do damage? Oh, writing style. Damage. Damage. Inline rolls. Damage. 2d2 fire. Okay, so damage 1d2 electric. Like that. All of these are pinned, right? Bonk. Didn't register electric. One d2 damage electric. Does it need to be? Doesn't need to be. It's electric. Electricity. Electricity. Save. Bonk. Good. Increases by 1d2. I think that's fine. It can stay that way. Okay. Did I change Frostbite? I did not. Interposing Earth. Slashing Gust. The sword with no blade. If you have 2 hands free, you can target 2 creatures. Otherwise, you target 1. Make a spell attack roll against AC, 2d4 slashing damage. Critical success also takes bleed. Okay. If you're attacking two creatures, this counts as 2 attacks for your multiple attack penalty, but the penalty doesn't increase until after both attacks. Deals double damage. Okay, what the hell is bleed in that case? It's a feat. Nephis, what is bleed? Okay. Slashing gust. This thing. Persistent bleed damage. If you're attacking 2 times, it counts as 2 attacks. Yeah, this is wrong. This is just wrong. On a critical success, if you're slashing electric arc, would you like the auto hitting version? Less power, but no roll. Slashing gust. Corrected bleed damage according to Nephis. So 2d4, blah blah blah, takes 1d4 damage, 1d4 persistent bleed. No. Persistent. You can also add persistent, but it needs to be like this. Bleed. Persistent bleed. Target takes full damage. Failure. Target takes half damage. Increases by 1d4 and the persistent damage on a critical hit increases by 1d4. I think that might be a little too little, but okay. 1d4. I can't add anything. Targeting AC. If I do bleed and then bleed again, it doesn't do anything. So what we shall do is we will do this. Buttons. Okay. Put that in my list. Force barrage, charm, lose eruption, interposing earth. I would attempt a reflex save against a damaging area effect. Raise a flimsy barrier 1 inch thick, 5 feet long, 5 feet high, on a border between 2 squares, appears between you, grants standard cover. If you would be damaged by the triggering, grants standard cover. Mr. Infested will be damaged. If you'll be damaged despite the barrier is destroyed, and the damage dealt to you is reduced by 2. Barrier remains in place for 3 rounds. AC 5, 2 hardness, 5 hit points. Damage reduced increases to 8. Interposing Earth. Added more heightened levels. This is a level 1 spell. So let's say heightened second. Damage reduced increases to 4. 2, 3, 4. Let's just do heightened plus 1. Damage reduced increases by 2. Barrier's hardness increases by 2. And the barrier's hit points increases by 5. Could be fun in higher levels. Dispel magic. Laughing fit? You level damage behind spell or effect time to counteract checked against the target. Remind me what counteracting. Some effects try to counteract spell afflictions conditions. Compare the power 2 forces, blah blah blah. Relevant skill modifier. Potential target DC. And then affliction, the DC is the affliction's stat block. If it's a spell, use caster's DC. Also calculate DC based on target's effective level. For spells, the counteract check modifier, spellcasting attribute plus your spellcasting proficiency. Any bonuses and penalties specifically apply to counteract checks. When you counteract depends on what you counteract depends on the check result and the target's counteract rank. Its rank is the counteract rank. Otherwise, counteract the target if its counteract rank is no more than 3 higher than your effect's counteract rank. What? This is confusing me. First number in each column is the counteract rank at which you can counteract an effect based on your degree of success. The numbers in parentheses are the typical level ranges corresponding to that rank. What? Nefes. Explain counteract. Chapter 7 Spells. At least one creature, object, or manifestation of the spell you are trying to counteract must be within range of the spell that you are using. You attempt a counteract check using your charisma or other spellcasting attribute modifier and your proficiency bonus for spell attack rolls. Counteracting. Okay, there's nothing more. Not contract. I'm guessing I'm not gonna get any better explanation. The target's counteract rank. How? What? Its rank is the counteract rank. Sheesh, I'm losing the meaning of the word counteract. So if, let's say, you wanna... If I want to dispel a second level spell, what you can do depends on the check result and the target's counteract. If the effect is a spell, also counteracting is confusing as hell. Okay, skip that. Laughing Fit. Defense will, duration sustained. Must attempt a will save. Target is unaffected. Slowed 1, fewer actions. Slow doesn't say anything about reactions. So, Laughing Fit. Changed to attack and simplified description. So what we say is instead saving throw, you target will defense, and you can sustain it on a success. Target falls prone, is slowed 1, slowed 4, and can't use reactions while slowed in this way. Easier. The duration is just sustained. The target is slowed 1 and can't use reactions while slowed in this way. It can't use reactions until the start of the next round. Until the end of the round. Is slow on and can't use the reactions until the end of the next round. You can't use reactions until the end of the next round. Change to attack and simplify description for zipper initiative. Floating flame was repeat your charm. That's a big spellbook. Earplugs. Minus 2 circumstance penalty to all auditory perception checks, plus 2 to saving throws against auditory effects. 1 the force barrage. No copper. Cold iron chunk. Okay. No, wait. Fish. I don't see anything new here. Sanctuary twice. You ward the creature. Okay, so Sanctuary, duration, encounter, no need to sustain. Will the creature protect when it deters attacks? Creature attempting to attack the target must attempt a will save each time. Sanctuary ends. Creature can attack and any other attacks against the target this turn. This round. The creature can't attack the target and waste the action. It can't attempt further attacks against the target this turn. Oh wow. Okay. Does this automatically change this? Yes, it does. So take Sanctuary, put it here. Runic weapon, helpful steps. Did we touch about helpful steps? How about command? I think we did. Helpful steps. Duration. Extended encounter. Mystic armor. +1 item bonus to AC, maximum dexterity modifier +5. Wearing mystic armor, you use your unarmored proficiency. Blah 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 blah. It's a first level spell. I don't like it. At third, you gain a +1 item bonus. At fifth, AC increases. At sixth, saving throw increases. At second, at fourth, AC increases. No. Third, fifth, seventh, ninth. No, this is 10th. Add 9th of saving throw increase and then AC increase. Mystic armor added more heightened levels. Welcome to use this action next turn to obey your command. Can't delay or take any reactions until it has obeyed your command. So must use to do as you command. The creature doesn't do as you command but loses 1 action. The creature is unaffected. Cool. Yeah, I think I touched that already. Calm, cleanse affliction. Gentle restorative magics, cure curse, disease, or poison. It has advanced past stage 1, reduce the save by 1. Reduction can be applied only once to a given case, with the case ending when it's completely cured. It can't occur again. Again, I think I need help with counteracting. Marvelous Mount. Cast. Outside extended encounter. Duration. 1 exploration activity. You conjure a large, fantastical creature to serve as your mount. The mount is the target's minion, has a speed of 40, can bear the target with any carry possessions, can't carry any other creatures. The mount uses the target's AC and saves, is destroyed if it takes more than 10 damage at one time, ending the spell. The mount can walk on water, but must end its turn on solid ground or sink. The mount has a speed of 60 and can walk on water. The mount has a speed of 60, can walk on water, also has a fly speed. Must end its turn on surface or fall. The mount has a speed and fly speed of 80 feet. Can walk on water. Heightened +2. The mount lasts +1 exploration activity. Heightened 7th plus. The mount speed and fly speed +20 feet. Mount's speed and fly speed. Marvelous Mount. Translated in water breathing we've already touched on, I think. Outside encounter. After 5 creature. Duration. Exploration activity. Targets complete underwater. Duration increases to 2. Two exploration activities. Wishes increases 2 until your next daily preparations. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's it. Did he take anything else? Belt of good health. Item level 4. Alright, item level 4 is okay. When you put on this belt, why does it look like the font is too small? Interface? Yeah, I don't mind the interface being smaller. I want the font to be larger. Oh, that's why it gets blurry and unblurry. Hopefully this helps. As silver begins to glow, it slowly spreads into the heart-shaped jewel in the center. You increase your maximum hit points and current hit points by 4. If you remove the belt, you immediately decrease both your maximum and current hit points by 4. Good health. Show me items at 4th levels. Magic items. Magic items. Magical gear. Consumables. Table 612s from chapter 11. What? What? Magic equipment. Worn items. Level ascending. Filter. Level 4. Looks like level 4 is between 75 and 100. $85 means it's roughly in the middle. Level 5 goes from 90 to 160. 55, 550. Is it doubling in price? What if I say something like, wait, what does the rule say? HP item level value? No formula. Item value, item level. to HP. Upgrade level +1. Plus 85 gold. Wait, if I go to like level 8 items, we go like 450, 500. Plus 85 gold. Item, new item level in days to craft. Increase the bonus to HP and max HP by 1. One. Healer's gloves. Clean white gloves. Did I look at Anastasia? Not macros. Earplugs is not a special item. One of the force barrage they've had for a while. And that's it. Clean white gloves never show signs of blood. Give you a +1 item bonus on medicine checks. And 1 per day you can soothe the wounds of the willing, living adjacent creatures, restoring 2d6 plus 7 hit points. This is a healing vitality effect, can't harm undead with this healing. It's set. Use 1 hero point to use this action regardless of frequency. To use regardless of frequency. Upgrade. Upgrade. +3. +10 days to craft. Increase healing by 1d6 +3. Options for some items. About crafting. to craft an item, you must meet the following requirements. Item is 0 level or lower. Item that doesn't fit a level is level 0. If the item is 5th level or higher, you must be an expert. If the item is 9th level or higher, you must be master. If it's 1st level or higher, you must be legendary. You have an appropriate set of tools. You must have the item's formula, schema, recipe, unless it's a very common item. Some common items are complex enough that you either need to specialize in their field or have their formula. You must supply raw materials at the appropriate level and appropriate mass. These are mostly expended during the process. Some, like wood or leather, are easy to come by. Others can be bought. Some, like first world herbs, can only be acquired in specific places under specific conditions. So I should probably add 25 gold in rubies or blood gems. Yes. Upgrade level +3 plus 240 gold in holy blessed healing herbs. Increase healing. Okay. Surging serum. Involuntary jolts and surges. Oh yeah. Unless you've already set up a workshop, it takes one exploration activity to improvise a work area. This is a level 0 improvised workshop. Every item has a number of projects required depending on its level. Right. Plus new item level times 10 project points. Transformation times this level, then times 10. Craft. So, uncommon item adds 50%, rare item adds 100%, legendary adds 200%. Each downtime day spent crafting makes a crafting check. The result of the check is counted towards the total project points required. When the total is achieved, you've finished the project. If you achieve twice the required total points with one check, you can make two at twice the cost. You can leave a project in the workshop and return to it later, but the workshop can hold one less working person. If you leave a project in an improvised area, all progress is lost. There is no failure in crafting, only slow progress stays. As such, there are no success-failure degrees, only possible additional results. Critical success, critical failure. You either had a breakthrough or found that you can use less materials. You can either immediately make another crafting check at -10 that ignores critical failure, or reduce the amount of common materials required by an amount equal to your level, plus crafting proficiency, or the amount of special materials by your crafting proficiency. You spent a day going the wrong way, but you found a way in which it doesn't work. One special material, an amount of common materials equal to 30 divided by your level, And crafting proficiency rounded up is destroyed and must be reacquired. Inventory Johnson surges when you move from the drinker's body, restore normal muscle control. When you drink this elixir, it counteracts effects that inflicts clumsy or enfeebled. Drink unlocks a flood of emotions. When you drink this elixir, it counteracts a second level. Each effect on you that has the emotion trait, or stupefied. Okay, I think that's it. Wait, where's that staff of healing? Aha! White wood staff is capped at each end with a golden cross. Staff of healing grants a +1 item bonus to hit points you restore anytime you cast a heal spell using your own spell slots or discharges. Cool. It's a club. Cast a spell, expand the number of charges from the staff to cast a spell from its list, stabilize or heal. How many charges do you have? I put stabilize on this list, I think. Yeah, it should be a different stabilize. I didn't touch heal, right? No. But how many charges? Where are the staff charges? Where are the staff charges? The versatile vial. I don't see anywhere it says charges. Also, doesn't this need to be invested? Other tanks. Where are the freaking charges? Where do I tell you you have charges? I don't see where it has charges. What is a quest? Grim. I need water. Hang on while I get water. Okay. Lie detector. You gain +1 to perception checks to sense motive and to perception DCs against attempts to lie to you. When you determine someone is lying to you, you can use their deceit to your advantage and gain +1 to the next deception, diplomacy, intimidation, or performance check you attempt against that creature within the next minute. Within the same encounter. If you would gain your pursue or investigation bonus to any of the above checks, the flat bonus is increased by 1 instead of you gaining the +1 bonus listed. Magical edification. You gain guidance, message, and sigil, innate occult cantrips. Unless you place your innate magical sigil, you can change it. The mark can be scrubbed or scraped off with 5 minutes of work if it's on a creature, phasing over time. Okay. What does that do for you? Guidance we've seen, it's cool. Oh wait. Did we do something with message? Didn't I do something with guidance? Right, it's quick anyway. Massage. Terrifying resistance. The spells of those you have demoralized. Grim. Are less effective. If you succeed in demoralizing a creature for the next 24 hours, you get a +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws. And defenses. against that creature's spells. Oddity identification. Thank you for non-spellcasters for being easy to look over. Okay, so a +1 striking, repeating, heavy crossbow. What do you mean unidentified? It's identified. Undefined. Undefined what? Yeah, everyone's taking striking weapons. Fine. +1 striking rapier. Padded armor. Thieves. Yeah. Okay. Looks okay to me. Keldon. Ooh, damn, this has already been a day. He has will expertise. Show me the ranger. Expert, and then expert again. Advanced Warden. You can use choice of one Warden spell from Advanced Warden spells. Fine. Through the gate. A kineticist feat of your choice. Timber Sentinel. Yes, we've been over the tree. It is a tree. As a protector tree spell of a rank equal to half your level rounded up. So we've said in advance that this thing has 20 HP. Yeah, Catfall. Treat falls is 10 feet shorter if you're an expert in acrobatics, treated as 25 feet shorter. And 50 feet if you're a master. If you're legendary, you always land on your feet and don't take damage regardless of the distance of the fall. That's a bit ridiculous. Grim. No distinct changes. Keldon. Catfall. Made it slightly less ridiculous. It's a general feat, it's not magic. If you're an expert about 6 feet, it's 25 feet shorter. If you're a master, it's 50 feet shorter. If you're legendary, it's 100 feet shorter. If you have a wall you can reach during the fall that is connected to the ground, reduce $80 feet. 80 feet in meters. Search Google because start page doesn't do it well. 24 meters. That's quite a lot, but I guess it's within the bound of a parkour master. Let's say 35 and 60. 60 is about 20 meters, slightly less, which is still insane. If you have a wall you can reach during the fall that is connected to the ground, reduce the fall by an additional 10, 20, 35, double the fall reduction, and if you're legendary, you land on your feet and take no damage regardless of the distance. Robust health. In simple terms, you have a d20 roll and a counteract rank. The counteract rank is the spell's level, like rank 2 dispel magic, or half you or your item's level if you're using a feat or item. The counteract rank determines if the source is strong enough to counteract the effect in the first place. The d20 roll determines whether you get a successful or failed casting check. The d20 roll is against the spellcaster's DC or a poison's disease DC. And you apply all your spellcasting modifiers or all your medicine skill modifiers. You punch up 3 levels or higher and counteract you can punch up at things 1 level higher. So you need to be able to cast dispel magic at least 3 levels lower than the effect to even try, and the rest is up to the outcomes table, outcomes list. What if you don't know the effects level? Yeah, sure. How do you heighten a focus spell? Unless you always cast focus spells at the highest level. Focus spells. Automatically heighten to have your level rounded up. Striking longbow, striking cold iron longsword. That costs a pretty penny. Battle axe, cold iron hatchet. He's carrying a lot. Vested 2. Also carrying a thieves toolkit and replacement picks. We said this thing has charges, right? Tracker goggles. Yeah, they found these. Grim, you should probably buy replacement picks for your toolkit. Stag's helm, weapon potency +1. How about you just try and shoot and find out what the range is on this thing? Mirror, glow rod. Says bright light. Hi, Elma. This is not even magical. Okay, that's it. Elemental Blast. What is the Elemental Blast anyway? Wood, bludgeoning or vitality 30 feet, double damage. Make a melee or ranged impulse attacks against AC of one creature. Add your strength modifier to damage for melee. If you make a 2-action elemental blast, you gain status bonus to damage roll equal to your constitution modifier. Okay. You need to draw it. You need to channel it. What does it mean to channel it? What if I try to channel it? Kinetic gate active, kinetic aura applied. So many actions. But I think that's it. What is this? Krimrock. Of course, he's fast. 34 levels you have beyond 3. Key spells. You gain Inner Upheaval and Key Rush or one Inner Upheaval, Key Rush, or another first level, first rank monk key spell you have access to. Okay, so what did you go for? Key Rush. We'll get to it in a second. Suplex. You can unarmed melee strike. On a success, target lands prone. On a critical success, the target lands prone and takes an additional 2d6 bludgeoning damage. Regardless of the strike, immediately release your hold. Regardless of whether the strike is successful, on a success, target lands prone. And you can reposition it, and if it's your size or smaller, you can reposition it to any square adjacent to you. On a critical success, target lands prone. Target takes an additional 2d6 bludgeoning damage. and you can reposition one size larger. And also, once successful, you release your hold. Suplex. Added reposition. There's no reason it should be an unarmed strike. Reposition. Expert pass lifting belt. That makes sense, that's the athletics bonus. Make a reposition check against Fortitude DC. Of the creature you have prepared to restrain. On a success, the target lands prone, and if it's small, you can reposition to any square. Reposition actions. You want the creature up to 10 feet. Reposition action. And the reposition made it athletics versus fortitude. With the Titan Wrestler, you can reach up to 2 sizes larger. You can reposition if the creature is this creature's size equals your athletics, proficiency, rank, or lower, or smaller. Assurance athletics, of course. You can forgo rolling a skill check to receive a result of 10 plus proficiency bonus. So assurance changed to minimum result. No need to choose before rolling. If you roll lower, if your check result is lower than 10 plus your proficiency bonus, no other bonuses, penalties, or modifiers. Consider it is instead equal to 10 plus your proficiency bonus. So that means he cannot roll less than an 18. How do I grab proficiency bonus? Skill proficiency bonus? Supported type, defense. Wait, so can I change this? Check. Check. Athletics. Defense. Fortitude. Check against Fortitude DC. Will this work? Oh, because I did it badly, that's why. That didn't work. Check against let's try against Fortitude. Ha! But can I set a minimum? DC, type, reflex, DC, resolve, class DC. wants it to roll, but have a minimum. Adjustment 2, increase or decrease DC field. Immutable traits options. Adjustment 0 to each button separately. Okay, don't care. Minimum. Nothing. Pathfinder. Foundry. VTT. Pathfinder. 2E. Check. Minimum. How can I roll a secret skill checks for all PCs? No. Usually the GM tells you the level of spell, creature, etc. unless it's supposed to be a secret. Yeah, that's what I mean. What if it's a secret? That's what I mean. Right, we are talking about detect magic. With detect magic, you know the level. They know the level. Technology also being the source of the highest strength magic level, like 40% sense, which you don't learn this attribution, can narrow down to source within 5 feet cube. The third rank, except every magical source. Heightened fourth as third rank. But you know exact location, but as precise sense as fourth rank, except every magical source in range. Yeah, detect magic will do it, unless it's in the heat of battle. I don't see how to do that. How the hell? Minimum roll. Can't minimum. How do I set a minimum? Okay, I'm not gonna touch it for now. Athletics check against fortitude. Okay. Hawk ferocity. Hawk ferocity. Key rush. You move at speed, you become a blur. Move 2 times, 2 strides, 2 steps, so 1 stride and 1 step. You gain the concealed condition. During this movement until the start of your next turn. Regardless of where, of what, of how you moved and where you stopped, you are concealed to every creature of your choice until the end of the round. Key rush until the end of the round. Lifting belt. Wait, you picked up a striking rune and a crushing rune. Give you 2 for free level 1 formulas when you start them. Okay, that's about formulas. Let me see that in a second. When you critically hit, that becomes clumsy or enfeebled. Clumsy reduces dexterity rolls, DCs, ACs, reflex saves, ranged attacks, skill checks using acrobatic stealth and thievery. Okay, it's a minus to everything dexterity. Enfeebled is a minus to everything strength. Lifting belt increases max bulk. Also gives you a bonus to athletics checks. You can carry bulk equal to 6 plus your strength before becoming encumbered. And 11, and a total of 11 plus your strength modifier. You can lift an object up to 8 bulk as though it were weightless. The end of your next turn. Soothing tonic. Gain fast healing 1. For an extended encounter. Doesn't it say anything about... No, I need fast healing. Ah, that's the effect. 3, 5, and 10. But where do I see the duration? Duration. $10. End of round. Changed soothing tonic. Changed effect to last. An extended encounter. The perpetual healing potion. No copper. Cookwell. Okay. Antidote. And immediately end any ongoing poison effects of rank 1 or lower. Lindsay. Let's go, Lindsay. First of all, heal to max. Second of all, find me Lindsay at 7th level. So for 4th level, Dexterity, Constitution, Intelligence, and Charisma. I'm gonna give her Intelligence. Because Charisma got the half boost. Languages: Common, Taldane, Halfling, Hallet, Elven, Fey. Let's see, she picked up Elven. Gutsy Halfling. She's not a crafter. Reflex, Expertise. Signature spells. Halfling Luck. Cantrip Expansion, Melodious Spell. The next action you take is to cast a spell, attempt a performance check against all observers' perception DC. If it's successful, The observer doesn't notice that you are casting a spell, even though normally spells have sensory manifestations. Huh. Okay, cool. And I still haven't picked an archetype for her. Skill feats. Confabulator. Even one card in false field you pile, lie upon lie, reduce the circumstance bonus from your previous attempts to create a diversion. Or lie. Attempts to create a diversion or lie to it. Hang on. Reduce the circumstance bonus a target gains from your previous attempt to create a diversion or lie from 4 to 2. The bonus target gains from your previous attempt. Whether or not you succeed, because your attempt to divert can plus the circumstance bonus to the second DCs against your attempts to create a diversion. And this. If you're a master in deception, reduce the bonus to 1. And if you're legendary, the target don't get bonuses at all. Okay. How about an archetype? What would be good for Lindsay? What is all of this? Oh. Rogue. Cleric. Barbarian. Elementalist. For spells. Ah, any spellcasting class. Investigator. Inventor. Wizard. Witch. Gunslinger. Ranger. Wizard. Fighter. Cast spell with a spell repertoire. Bard. Exemplar. No. Wait, she has Dex. No, we're not using Exemplar. Guardian. No, doesn't have the sling. Gunslinger. Ooh. No. Inventor. She can take it now. Magus. Magus Education, you can cast spell like a Magus, gaining a spell book with arcane cantrips. About 2 cantrips a day. Blah 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 blah. Is intelligence. Arcane Magus spells. A Magus feat of your choice, which is Magus. Mega Speeds. Well, where are they? Never mind. No monks. I don't think she'll work as an oracle. No. Psychic. Training occultism. That'll work for Lindsay. You can spell like a psychic and gain caster spell activity, and you don't have a subconscious mind. Your thoughts components are simple intentions. Choose the conscious mind. You gain a spell repertoire with one standard psych cantrip from your conscious mind. Maybe more of a thaumaturge. It's charisma. Implement. Glimpse vulnerability. If you use a target line to use esoteric actions, you become trained in your choice of arcana, nature, occultism, or religion. If you're already trained in these, choose another skill. Gain glimpse vulnerability. So because you can see, until you use it again, it gains weakness 2 against your unarmed and weapon strikes. How do you rule that? Origin signature, item origin signature, or item category unarmed, item type weapon, key weakness label, custom value 2. It's a single action. What did we say? Until you use it again. Basic thaumaturgy. I think I'll go with that. Thaumaturge. Thaumaturge. Dedication. Does it matter? Tome. Well, we don't really care about the benefits. We don't have arcana. We don't have nature. We don't have religion. I think we'll go with arcana. And now we have the... What is that? Lindsay. What is your archetypes? Also, would you like to get Lindsay something special? An upgrade? Yeah, restore everything. This one. Put it in. What about my tomb? I want my tomb. Tome. Tome implement. Oh, there you are. Move here. Go away. Put this here. There we go. We have a tome. Don't gain any of its benefits, but you can glimpse vulnerability. And for your next stuff, archetype, order by level, thaumaturge, thank you. No, I need to use that specific thing. Basic thaumaturgy. I don't know. First or second level class feats. Ammunition. Interact or reload a weapon using a hand holding your implement. Nah. Call implement. Within 1 mile. What can we call it? Diverse law. -2 penalties to your check to recall knowledge with esoteric law. To recall knowledge about any topic. No. Divine disharmony. That sounds good. On the choice of deception or intimidation against will DC. The creature is particularly devoted to a deity. For divine spells, you gain a +2 circumstance bonus. Off guard to your attacks until the end of your next turn. Creature is off guard to your attacks until the end of your current turn. That's nice. Enhance familiar. I don't have a familiar. Yeah, probably not. Not a good idea to give a familiar. Hunt ingenuity. Disable hunts to acquire master efficiency. I don't want to give him that. Root to life. Creature is no longer dying, it's unconscious. Wait. Attempt to remove each source of persistent damage. That could be cool. Ah, there's familiar. Esoteric Warden. No. Scroll Thaumaturgy. Activate scrolls of any magical tradition using your Thaumaturge class DC for the scroll's DC. If a spell is on the spell list of multiple traditions, you choose which tradition to use. You can draw and activate scrolls with the same hand holding an implement. Now that could be fun. Talisman Esoterica. No, that's a crafting thing. Turn away misfortune. Nah. So I'm thinking scroll thaumaturgy. Which means she can read any scroll. Outlaw, Bardic Law, Thaumaturge. Lindsay is now 4th level and also Thaumaturge. Clear the chat. I did this. And now I need to work on this. But I've been at it for 2 hours and now I need to rest. Stilllands are not a stagnant place even as the PCs gain their first footholds in the wilds. Oh yeah, if you've been watching this and you're a player, stop watching right now. Also, why is Twitch streaming? Twitch shouldn't be streaming. Unlimited emotion. Also, others, including the Tiger Lords, the expansionist King Rovetti, and the sinister cult of Lamashtu, and the undead Cyclops Fordakai, which have their own designs. Nerissa waits and watches, eager for one group to seize control and establish the last kingdom she requires to satiate the Lantern's King's rage. While most of these machinations are destined to remain isolated and at odds, 2 emerging threats confront PCs sooner than others. The Troll King Hergulka, an enormous owlbear, both indirectly influenced by Nerissa, to strengthen the metal of the kingdom. Hergulka and the Beast. Even before Rostov took an official interest in the lands to the south, Lone Hunters, Templars, and these newcomers, along with the land's indigenous residents, had far too much independence for her liking. So she visited the troll Hergulka in a dream, planting in his mind ideas of territorial expansion and aggression and tricking him into thinking he wanted to claim more power. Hergulka abandoned his original den and moved into an abandoned dwarven fort in the southern stolen lands, using it as a base to gather power and stage raids against intelligent ends of the area. Hergulka's minions and lanterns of the southern Greenbelt grow increasingly violent, attacking travelers and terrorizing locals. By manipulating the troll into destabilizing the region, Nerissa hopes to make the land easier to claim when the time comes. The Stylos bandits were also influenced by Nerissa, but they were not the first group. Before them, Nerissa targeted a group led by the ruthless hunter named Irik, a man who made extensive use of trained and untrained wild animals and monsters. His name's frequent attacks. This tactic was made possible in most part due to a gift Nerissa gave Eric, a ring of bestial friendship, made from a lock of her hair. A ring that, unknown to Eric, bore an unfortunate curse, just as the Stylord later would. Eric considered Nerissa a secret benefactor and hoped someday to instead make her his secret lover. When she told him about the up-and-coming new nation of merchants expanding quickly in the Greenbelt, and in the same breath casually mentioned a particularly violent mated pair of gigantic owlbears dwelling in the Stellan Hills, Eric saw this as an excellent chance to impress the nymphs. If he could gain the allegiance of these enormous owlbears and conquer this new kingdom, how could his secret benefactor resist his charms? Certainly, the prospect of switching his predation to a nascent kingdom pleased him, as Fort Drelev's defenses had grown ever more skilled at repulsing his bandits and trained beasts. And so Eric led his bandits west into the Nile Marches. He found the male alone in his den and using the ring of bestial friendship managed to calm it down to make his first attempts at friendship. Then the ring's curse came into play. The female owlbear returned, sensed the enchantment, and flew into a frenzy. Eric and his men were forced to kill it, causing the male to throw off the enchantment. The brutally controlled owlbear killed the entire bandit party. Eric included, yet while the plan ended poorly for Eric, everything had gone exactly as Nerissa had planned. She had never valued the bandit's skill in the first place, and wanted only to incite the massive owlbear into a blood rage. Furious and maddened at the loss of its mate and the wounds it suffered, the enormous owlbear flew into a rampage, and the PC's new kingdoms and capital city lie right in its path. If these forces are not dealt with, the rivers of Stoneland will run red with the blood of the latest doomed attempt to civilize them. Founding Day. Kingdom. Okay, so we'll get to the kingdom stuff. Now the kingdom stuff starts. And yeah, that might take some reading. Okay, Troll Trouble, Hunting the Beast. I want this. I want this address. And then it's time to start a kingdom. Okay, so that's it for now. I'll try and play something later. I'll see if I can write something. Thanks for watching. Stay good. Have fun.